They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 to 12. I just got my parts. Just got my parts. Bearing kit for the 700 R4, which is the same as a 4L60. I needed one bearing, but I just went ahead on and bought them all. Bought all of them. And as you can see, they got the GM part numbers and everything there on them. The bearing kit complete didn't cost me but $47. That's what I paid for it. So it was worth the drive down here because it was no reason to buy one bearing, and all the rest of them had been in there ever since the transmission probably was built in 1983, because that's the year model of the case. And so I just decided to buy them all, and that's what I did. And I've been replacing, like I say, it's been one of those things where I've been replacing everything on the transmission. I've been replacing everything. There's a lot of small parts that wasn't in the transmission that I once I got this manual here, and I recommend anytime you're doing any work on anything, buy your manual. Buy your manual. And once I got the manual and everything, then I was able to take the manual and go along with the parts that I had and use the manual along with the parts I had to find out what parts I didn't have. And also, I want to give a big shout out to several transmission builders on YouTube that I'm subscribed to. Each and every one of those guys showed a different segment and way in which they built the transmissions and stuff like that. But the main thing, they gave me the forethought of the way in which I wanted to build mine, so that I wouldn't be building it today and then next week or so or next month or so taking it down. So just really want to give them one of the guys is iRock and Z. The other guy is automatic transmission with Mr. Gutierrez from over there in the South Texas area, and atomic transmission, as well as precision transmission. I followed all of those guys with their bills and everything, and they were just a wealth of knowledge, because it was when I took the case apart, I didn't, I say it was my first attempt at rebuilding an automatic transmission, so I was able to look at those guys there and make notes of what they were putting back in the transmission, and do an inventory of the unit that I'm rebuilding, and write down the things that I didn't have, that I did not have in my particular transmission. And so this was the last part that I needed to get, which was it's called a rear support, a rear support bearing, and it goes underneath the output planet and the hub. And so I didn't have it, so I just went ahead on and bought all four of the ones that are there. Even though I was just missing this one, it didn't make any sense to not replace all of them. And so that's what I did. So now, with that being said, I can go back home and I could finish up the putting the bearings in the rear section of the case, and I could go on and put the reverse clutch pack in there, or install the center support, put the clunk spring in there, put the snap ring on it, and then I could work my way on up with the input planet in that, and put the output shaft on in the transmission, put the snap ring on that, get all the lower half of the transmission built up, and then turn around and build up the reverse. I had to buy return spring for the reverse uh, input drum. It didn't have the spring cage in it, so I was able to buy that off of YouTube, and I got that in yesterday, so I can go and put that in, and then I could build that drum up, go on and build up the input drum with forward clutch, 3/4 clutch, put it all together, put all that together, put the band in it, then go ahead on and take and finish rebuilding the pump, which will be installing the new springs in it, the 13 vein pump in it, putting the pump bushings in there, getting it all set up, and putting it all together. And so that's what I'll do on that. So with that being said, this is going to be the end of this video. But if you haven't done so, please do me a big favor and subscribe to the channel. Share the video, and also uh, give me your thoughts, your comments, because I always return messages to everybody that shouts out to me or give me a comment. Let me know if it's something you're working on or what you're working on, what you're doing, and everything like that. And as again, if I can do it, you can do it. That's always the message. It's nothing too hard. Preparation, planning, procedure. That's what you want to do. And with that being said, if one person done it, another person done it, a multitude of people done it, you can do it as well. It's nothing too hard. You may have to buy a few tools, you may have to get dirty, but guess what? You'll get it done. And the satisfaction of that will be that you've done it yourself, because you know exactly what's in it. Now, if it's something that you don't want to do, there are always very capable people that will be able to do it for you. And that's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't have the time or don't want to tackle it, hey, somebody else will do it. But do this one thing. If you don't do it yourself, do your research. Find the best person that will do the job. Don't let price be an issue. Let the product, the quality of the finished product, be what is. And take that and use that to make your decision. It isn't smart as a consumer to want to cut costs, knowing that later on, more than likely, the shortcuts you took are going to bring you right back to the same area. I would rather pay a premium rate to get something done and know that once I'm through with that part, I never have to come back to it, than to try to save some money and cut corners and have to come right back to something that I left omitted. As always, be careful with what you do. Inform yourself. Be knowledgeable. Use the best people. Get more than one opinion. YouTube is a wealth of knowledge. I'm no genius. I'm just a person that likes to work on cars, and I spend my money once, never going back to the same situation again. Have a great day.